Advice from Imam Birgivi. 1. Wealth is a great blessing. Wasting money, despising the blessings of Allah Almighty, and not valuing the blessings. To miss the blessing means, in short, insulting the blessings, that is, not to be thankful. This is a great crime that will cause the person who gives the blessing to treat him as an enemy, to scold and torment him. When the value of a blessing is not known, and its rights are not respected, it is lost. But when we are grateful, and its rights are respected, it remains and increases. God Almighty purports in the 7th verse of the Ibrahim Surah, "If you are grateful, I will surely increase my blessings," He commands. 2. Waste is a very bad habit. Its ugliness is obvious. It is a dangerous disease that does not stop the heart and blackens and gnaws at it. It is very difficult to treat, and one must use all the medicines to remove this adjective before it covers the heart, and to get rid of this disaster, he must beg and pray to God to save him. Allah Almighty makes every difficulty easier for those who work. He is the only helper and savior to take refuge in, to trust. 3. The heart is like a ruler in the body whose orders are obeyed, and whose every decree is fulfilled. The organs in the body are servants under his command. For this reason, the Prophet, said, "There is a piece of meat in the human body. If this is good, all organs will be good. If this is bad, all organs will be damaged. This is the heart." In other words, this is the heart in the piece of meat called the heart. Being good means cleansing it from bad morals, and adorning it with good morals. 4. One should visit relatives, should not stop visiting relatives. He should also respect the rights of his parents, not speak loudly or look angry at them, follow their orders, which are not sinful, and be patient with their beatings and shouting, and not respond to them. 5. He should also respect the rights of his neighbors, and when he cooks a delicious meal, he should give some of it to the neighbors. He should see the needs of his neighbors as much as possible, help them if they suffer harm, and be happy if good comes. 6. He should also love his fellow believers, and forgive their flaws as much as possible. He should not intervene, or sell religion to gain worldly wealth. If necessary, one should make mudara, and sell worldly goods to protect the religion and the world. Mudara is performed to eliminate the damage. 7. One should avoid laughing too much, and talking uselessly. One should follow the orders of religion while shopping, avoid heresy and continue to use miswa. 8. When praying, he should pray for all believers, and remember his mother, father and those he has seen kindness in his prayers. He should pray begging and secretly. He should pray to God when he is alone, and he should cry thinking about his helplessness and sins. 9. One should ask God for guidance, forgiveness, well-being, and success. One should be afraid of losing faith, always want to go with faith in the last breath, and always be grateful for the blessing of Islam. 10. Loving to be praised makes a person blind and deaf, unable to see his faults and flaws. He stops hearing the right words and advice given to him. The desire for position and fame arises from 3 things in people. The first reason, it is to achieve the desires of the soul, that is, the ego, and the soul wants its desires to be achieved through haram ways. Second, to save one's own and others' rights from oppressors and to do things that are recommended, such as giving alms, doing charity, doing good deeds, or doing permissible things. It is desired to have a position in order to eat well, dress well, live in good houses, have children and live comfortably and happily, to save the oppressed from the oppressors or to get rid of things that will hinder their worship, and to serve the religion of Islam and Muslims. While gaining a position with this intention, if he does not do things prohibited by Islam, such as hypocrisy and mixing truth with falsehood, and does not abandon the obligatory and sunnah, it is permissible and even recommended for him to attain a position, because it is also permissible and necessary to create causes and means that lead to permissible and necessary things. The third reason for wanting to have a position is to entertain one's lower self, that is, one's ego. His soul derives pleasure from the position as well as from the wealth. If there are no actions that do not comply with Islam, it is not haram to give the soul what it enjoys, but it shows that the desire for piety is low. 11. The great scholar Sufyan Thawri, God bless his spirit, says, in this time, property is a person's weapon. In other words, a person protects his life, health, religion and honor with property. The great scholar Ibn Jawzi, God bless his spirit, said, earning money with good intentions is better than earning money. There are many news that denigrate wealth and worldly things, but the news is not about denigrating wealth or worldly possessions, but the harmful use of them. For example, goods that cause people to become horny, forget God, or hinder worship are harmful. It is harmful, including property, which makes people forget about death and the afterlife, and these damages manifest themselves in many people. Since there were few survivors of these damages, there was a lot of bad news about the property. It can be seen that wealth causes to contradictory things. It is praised because it causes good and evil, goodness and goodness. It was also maligned because it caused evil and evil. 12. Hypocrisy. Showing something contrary to what it is. In short, it means showing off. It means achieving worldly desires by doing the deeds of the hereafter, and showing that one is on the path to the hereafter. In short, it is using religion for worldly gain. It is to gain people's love by showing their worship. Worship is done to gain the consent of Allah. Worship performed to attain someone else's love, and kindness is worshipping him, her. We are commanded to be sincere and worship Allah. 13. Worldly blessings are temporary. Their lifespan is very short, and selling your religion to get them is foolishness. All people are helpless. No one can benefit or harm anyone else unless Allah wishes. Allah Almighty is sufficient for man. Getting rid of hypocrisy. It depends on knowing the reasons and harms of hypocrisy, and knowing and obtaining the things that are its opposite, which destroys hypocrisy. The reasons for hypocrisy and ostentation are as follows. 1. The desire to have rank, position and honor among people. Thus, he wants people to praise themselves and not condemn him. 2. The desire to benefit from the goods held by the people. 3. Desire to be free from the pain of being denigrated and being called ignorant. The remedy for getting rid of hypocrisy has two parts. 1. Completely removing hypocrisy from the heart. Uprooting it is possible by achieving the sincerity that causes hypocrisy. Depending on the reasons for hypocrisy, love of the world means choosing temporary pleasures in this world. It is complete stupidity and great immorality. Because the world is very blurry and its destruction is rapid, the afterlife is clear and endless. All people are helpless and no one can harm anyone else unless God allows it. 2. It is to throw away from the heart the things that come to the heart as hypocrisy, and to remove and throw away the things that come to the heart as hypocrisy while worshipping. In this regard, when starting to worship, it is to examine your heart thoroughly, remove hypocritical thoughts from your heart, and persevere until the worship is completed. But remember that Allah does not abandon us, and always tries to bring hypocritical ideas into his heart. 14. Arrogance. Seeing yourself as superior to others. His heart feels at ease when he sees himself as superior to him. Arrogance is a bad habit. It is a sign of forgetting your Creator, Lord and Owner. Contrary to arrogance, it is called humility. That is, seeing yourself as one with others. It means not seeing someone as superior or inferior to anyone else. It is permissible to be arrogant towards those who are arrogant, that is, those who are arrogant. Allah is arrogant towards his servants. Allah is arrogant. Being arrogant towards the owner of arrogance is a reward just like giving alms. Anyone who shows humility, empathy, towards an arrogant person oppresses himself. It is also permissible to be arrogant towards the people of heresy and the rich. This arrogance is not to show off oneself. It is to teach them a lesson, and wake them up from their heedlessness. Being arrogant towards the enemy in war is a reward, and the worst kind of arrogance is being arrogant towards Allah. Nimrod was like this. He declared that he was God, and through the prophet whom God sent to give advice into the fire. He was one of such fools, including Pharaoh. He declared his divinity in Egypt and said, I am your most powerful God. Allah sent Moses as to give advice. He did not believe this, and Allah Almighty drowned him in the sea. There were many people who were arrogant towards our Prophet Muhammad. Is this the prophet sent by Allah? They said, it would be beneficial if this Quran was sent down to the notables of the city of Mecca. They said, these arrogances were a war against the owner of the arm, which was helpless, weak, unable to do anything, and even unaware of itself and the structure of its body, and its Lord, whose power was powerful and infinite. Once upon a time, including Satan, he was arrogant in this way. When the angels were commanded to prostrate themselves before Adam, why should I prostrate myself before the earth? I am superior to him. You created me from fire and him from mud. He disobeyed his Lord by saying, there are 7 main reasons for arrogance. 1. Knowledge. That is, religious knowledge, worship, lineage, beauty, power, wealth and position. When these attributes are found in ignorant people, they cause arrogance. 2. Just as knowledge causes arrogance, the cure for arrogance is knowledge. The cure for knowledge that causes arrogance is also very difficult, because knowledge is a very valuable thing, and that is why the knowledgeable person thinks of himself as superior and honorable. 3. The cure for knowledge that causes arrogance is knowing 2 things. First, knowledge being valuable and honorable depends on good intentions. It is necessary to learn in order to get rid of ignorance and the atmosphere of one's ego. Second, acting on knowledge teaching it to others, and knowledge that is not done with sincerity are harmful. 4. In the hadith, the owner of knowledge, that is not for Allah, will be made to sit on fire in hell. It was commanded. This is what it means to have knowledge for wealth, position and fame. 5. Those who use religion for worldly gain are thieves of religion, and as stated in the hadith, those who acquire religious knowledge to gain worldly things will not smell the scent of heaven. It was ordered as follows. It is permissible and even essential to learn scientific knowledge for the benefit of the world. 6. In the hadith, the scholars of this ummah will be of two types. First, they will be useful to people with their knowledge. No response will be expected from them. The fish in the sea, the animals on the earth, and the birds in the air will pray for such a person. Latter, those whose knowledge is not beneficial to others and who use their knowledge to gain worldly goods will be restrained by the fire of hell on the day of judgment. It was ordered as follows. 7. It is stated in the hadith sheriffs that, on the day of judgment, a religious man will be brought and thrown into hell. Your acquaintances in hell gathered around you, and you declared God's commands on earth. They ask why you fell into this torment. Yes, it is a sin. I would say don't do it. I would do it myself. I wouldn't do what I told you to do. He says, I am being punished for this. I saw people being taken to the sky on the night of Mira. They cut his lips with fiery scissors. I asked Gabriel who they were, and he said, they are the orators and preachers of their ummah, who say do what they have not done. The Prophet, said, it was stated in the hadith sheriffs that the most severe torment on the day of judgment will be those of the clergy whose knowledge is not useful to them. 15. Bragging about one's fathers and grandfathers and being arrogant towards them is ignorance and stupidity. 16. Another reason for arrogance is beauty. This is mostly seen in women. Most women are arrogant about their beauty, but beauty is not permanent in people and goes away quickly. There is no property for man. It is foolishness to be proud of what is alone. 17. The other reason for arrogance is it is youth and strength, and even being arrogant about being young and strong is foolishness. Animals need to be proud of humans who can claim that they will always remain strong and will not suffer from diseases, dangers or accidents. 18. It does not suit a person to be arrogant with wealth and worldly possessions, children, position and rank, because these are not inherent superiorities. They are things that come and go, do not remain in oneself, and leave people quickly. It causes arrogance, including jealousy, that is, envy, and wants the blessings of others to be separated from him and come to him. He rejects his righteous words and advice, does not want to ask or learn anything from him, and boasts about him even though he knows that he is superior to him. Many people are not aware that they are arrogant, and for this, it is necessary to know the signs of arrogance. He likes everyone to stand up for him when he enters. It is also a sign of arrogance that he does not walk alone and wants others to follow him, or that he likes to ride an animal and his students go on foot. Not visiting those who have rights over them, that is, those they know, is also a sign of arrogance. Visiting those below you is a sign of humility. Not wanting someone else to sit next to you, not sitting with the sick, not doing the housework, not buying the things your house needs and bringing them to your house, and not wanting to wear used clothes again are all signs of arrogance. It is arrogance to go to the invitation of the rich and not to the poor, not providing what his relatives and children need, not accepting the right words, arguing, not thanking those who inform him of his faults and misdeeds are considered hypocrisy if he is in the presence of everyone. If he does it both alone and in front of others, it is arrogance.